China fell into disunity again with the Anshi Rebellion in 755 AD, and although it was officially subdued in 763 AD, China remained divided by regional warlords until the end of the Tang Dynasty in 906 AD. The country continued to be divided during the Five Dynasties, Ten Kingdoms era, and would be partially reunified again by Song Taizu Zhao Kuangyin, the first emperor of the Song Dynasty in 960 AD. Having observed the chaos that happened in the prior 200 years, the designers of the political structure of the Song regime reverted to the Zhou or Confucian belief that order should trump all else. As such, Confucianism would be exalted to a level like never before. Consistent with its desire to maintaining order, the Song dynasty followed a very strict Zhou succession system of passing the throne to the oldest son of the empress. The Song dynasty would experience the most peaceful transitions in power than any other Chinese dynasty. Apart from the suspicious circumstances under which Zhao Kuangyin died in 976 AD, there were hardly any cases of long-term violent rivalries in the Song court. More importantly, unlike the Tang dynasty where all the princes participated in politics, the other sons of the emperor remained in the capital city but were kept away from official office. For example, Zhao Ji became emperor in 1100 AD when the emperor Song Zhezong, Zhao Xu, his brother, died without a son. Prior to assuming the throne, Zhao Ji, later known as the Emperor Song Huizong, spent his days painting and playing ancient soccer. He was excellent in both, but unfortunately for Song China and himself, his talents did not extend to being a leader. Northern Song would fall effectively due to his misdeeds. By excluding princes from government, they would not be able to build their power bases like the ones did in the Tang dynasty. On the flip side, the Song emperors were mostly passive and inexperienced men that lacked the aggression and willpower of the early Tang rulers. The Song dynasty therefore exchanged expansionism for peace in court. The Yuan dynasty would unite China in 1278 AD, though as previously mentioned, its pure violent nature of court rivalry will not fall into our area of focus in this series. The Ming dynasty followed with its first emperor, Ming Taizu, Zhu Yuanzhang, assuming the throne in 1368 AD. The Ming emperors ruled with a tighter fist than their Song counterparts, but they nonetheless adhered strictly to the Zhou succession system. Apart from the exceptional cases of the Jingnan Rebellion from 1399 to 1402 AD and the Tumubao incident in 1449 AD, where military campaigns were involved, all the other transitions in power were peaceful. One example could illustrate the Ming regime's respect for the Zhou succession system. Ming Shenzong Zhu Yijun, who ruled from 1573 to 1620 AD, was the longest reigning emperor in the Ming dynasty. He was not particularly fond of his wife, Empress Wang, and as a result, they did not have any children together. On a certain day, the young emperor Ming Shenzong went to pay respects to his mother, the Empress Dowager Li, and while waiting for her, he copulated with a court lady who was cleaning the room at the time. The court lady then gave birth to his oldest son, Zhu Chang'e. However, despite the arrival of a male royal child, the emperor was not fond of the court lady nor the child. Instead, he was in love with consort Zhang, and they had a son together named Zhu Changxun. The Emperor Ming Shenzong decided to have Zhu Changxun as his heir, but the government bureaucracy would not allow for it. Zhu Changle was the oldest son, and since the empress had no child, Zhu Changle was naturally the rightful heir. The younger brother, Zhu Changxun, was neither the eldest nor a child from the empress, so there was no basis to make him the crown prince. The emperor, Ming Shenzhong, even protested to the bureaucracy by not attending official court meetings for 20 years. However, the Zhou succession system was so ingrained in the Ming regime that even the emperor's strike could not change the reality. The oldest son, Zhu Changle, would eventually assume the throne when his father died. A fully functioning Zhou succession system was more than just a strict adherence to the order of preference for the heir. It also needed to inhibit the political influence of the other princes in order to eliminate any potential competition. Unlike the Song princes, the Ming princes were made vassal kings, but the Ming vassal kings were effectively prisoners in their own regional palaces. Communication with the capital Beijing was strictly forbidden, and they had no administrative power in their own vassal domains. As such, nearly no Ming prince ever became influential enough to challenge the Zhou succession system. The Ming regime also was very inward-looking, and therefore, like the Song dynasty, they exchanged enlargement of the empire for harmony in court.